Alrighty, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to some more Factorio. And today is a very, very special day because we are actually going to be building science. We've on these things which are still being set up. So it's going to be taking a little while, but we could design the science builds somewhere else and then move them over here when we're ready. But yeah, we're finally ready to build the science. Blue science, we've got everything made in different labs. Sorry, different stations. Yep. Where is... Oh, it's over here, I think. Yep. The sodium hydroxide is being made, as well as the ferric chloride, which is a little bit low, actually. But we have used, I'm guessing, a ton of ferric chloride already over here. And these guys are fairly full, so hopefully it won't be too big of a problem. But we may have to do something about this eventually, because yeah, I didn't actually think too hard about it, but if we have a look over here, yeah, to make chlorine, you kind of have a sodium hydroxide byproduct. I think that's the only way to make chlorine. Okay, so you can make it using salt as well. So that may be a little bit of a better way later on to do that. But should be fine. Okay, hold on a sec. Apparently my I'm not doing smooth streaming at the moment. According to YouTube, it's having a bit of problems. And my internet is kind of okay. It's doing what it needs to. It's kind of a bit all over the place. Alright, let me just go over and actually watch it on my channel, because that would suck if at the moment, according to okay, yeah, it's buffering like crazy. Not going smooth at all. Okay, we may need to restart this stream a little bit. Not sure exactly what's going on. Alright, I'll be right back and we'll see. Not sure exactly how to fix this, but... Or maybe we'll just... Okay, alright. Let's try that. For some reason it's... We're still streaming. How's our... Okay, alright. So that looks like it fixed it. Alright, so I'm successfully streaming and everything is going good. Hopefully that wasn't too painful, and it's not a very good start to our stream where we're doing the actual blue science, but it does look like it's all working again. and we fixed everything. It turns out that just recording at the same time as streaming is not a great idea. Okay, so who would have thought? I would have thought I'd be more that my computer would be more than capable of doing that, but apparently not. And these belts are not 100% full because of power. Yeah, okay. But we've got some stuff going on over here. I'm apparently not in the logistics network. So let's move over to the logistics network. We'll get some of those. Okay. All right, so we fixed up the stream. Now it's time to fix up the base. As we said, we're waiting for these to go down. So my plan is going to be red, green, and blue science, and then we're going to finish this block, and then the mega mall is going to be right above it. And then we're going to start to build things around. Geez, we're still waiting on some of these guys. These guys are taking forever, but it does look like all of these fancy ores are completely backed up, which is lovely to see. And I think we will build stone bricks over here, which we're going to need for military science. Not sure when we're going to build that, but we're going to start to build stuff on the side. Like we might build military science here or something like that. Just get a little bit less structured. But it's all good. Good to see engines doing well. This is going to be a bit of a mess for a while the bots are doing stuff. How many bots have we got going? We have got a lot of stuff going. Okay, let's start building science. Actually going to build it over here because this is one of the places that's not actually in a logistics network, and that means that the bots aren't going to try and build it, which is actually nice because I don't want the bots to build any of this stuff because they're just going to be wasting their time. So this guy is that actually 0.1? No, it's 2 every 14 seconds times 0.75. Anyway, that'll be approximately 300 machines for a full red belt. That's not much better, and that's hardly better, so yeah. Alright, so this guy will just need some gears, and obviously we'll need some of these as well. So that's pretty straightforward. Okay, and then you are going to be belts, and you are going to be inserters. So we're going to need a full, theoretically a full red belt of all of these guys. I like the fact that everything's sort of nice and balanced out. So this is going to be, again, gears, and again, like that. And then we need the actual belts. Okay, which is just these two again. Okay, that is beautiful. And then we obviously need a tin unscrolling machine. All right. And these guys is basically just this, and then we need the basic circuits. Okay, got quite a bit of a cough this morning. Not great, but yeah, we're kind of a little bit blocked. We didn't build these early enough to really just be able to go in and start building on them straight away, but I think we can almost start building the blue science. I think blue science should be good, and we just need one of everything except advanced circuits, and we need 2 of those. So that's advanced circuits. That's the wrong position. Advanced circuits, and then engines, sodium hydroxide, and sulfur. It's got to be the earliest I've ever put train stations down on these guys. Alright, beautiful. And then we just need a load station for the actual blue science. Alright, done. And to actually make the blue science, let's figure out the exact amount we need to make a full red belt. So it's 2 every 14, which means 1 every 7 seconds. So 1 divided by 7 times 0.75. So it's basically 3 over 28, which is 0.107. So 3 over 28. So what we do is we take 30. And then we divide it by 3 over 28. Which means you divide it by 3 times by 28. Which is exactly 280 machines. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we can't fit even 140 machines in here, but I think we can fit 70. Okay, so we can fit 50 there. Yeah, we can just fit that many. Alright. Alright. So that is going to be along. This will just be red circuits. And these will be a mix of different things. V up like that. Power pole, long. And horizontal. And there we go. There is our build. There's our red circuits going in the middle, and then these ones on the outside will be whatever. There'll be a mix of engines, sodium hydroxide, and sulfur. And how we mix them doesn't really matter too much. And we don't even have, well, we actually got a radar there, but no power pole, so. Oh, there we go. There's the radar. Okay, beautiful timing. So, Let's have a look here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's a total of 10 high, 20 high, 30 high, 40 high. And then, what do we need to do? Basic. So we've already got that up there. Let's do the rest of them as well. We do have... Yeah, it's a bit hard to sort of build up here. But we've got a total of 40. When does that 40 actually end? Apparently it's this one. All right. So then we just need 30 more. One, two, three. Hopefully that took. And we're going to have to wait for those roboports to get down. We could head up there ourselves. I can't head up there yet because I need to put down these filter frames. Make sure this farming build gets online. And that's actually going to be quite a walk. So let's go over and drive. Yep, second farming build is over there. I think one of the first things we're going to do when we get the Mega Ball up and running is upgrade the bots. Get level 2 bots. They're not too much more expensive. I should have repair packs, right? Yeah. Alright, my local bots, I don't know what they're doing. They're all off destroying trees halfway across the base. While I'm over here... Go ahead and... No, that's not what I meant to do. Fix those up. Okay. That should be good. This a lot of this stuff is actually done. Like a huge amount of it. And... yeah. Tons of raw vegetable oil already over here. Although... yeah, some of it's in here. Just waiting for some of these guys to come in. And I assume some of these will be running very soon. It seems like there's a lot of missing pipe, which is what's causing the delay at the moment. But... alright, let's go ahead and drive up to the actual science builds. Because I think... given how slow the robots are, it might make things... not so much to actually get things built, but just to be able to see what we're doing, because we don't have the robopods actually built out there, so we don't actually have vision of what's going on yet. And I've got to remember to check OBS settings to make sure that if it is auto recording at the same time that it's auto streaming, that I got to make sure I turn that off, because that is a little bit, well, it's actually quite annoying. But yeah, all I got to do is make sure that next time... it's weird, maybe when I hit the go live button it started recording, which would be weird because I hit the go live button on the YouTube window and not OBS, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But alright, hit a rock. That took longer than I expected, but how far up are we? Iron ingots, okay. They're looking pretty slow, blaming that on power. Is it power? I mean, these guys don't take electricity, they just take these. So they should be full. They should still be full. We got a full belt of this going in. That is interesting. I wonder why these guys... I mean, the only thing I can think of... Yeah, there's a bit of low power on the inserters, but that doesn't really seem to be slowing them down. These guys are all running full speed. And yeah, it's 24 ingots per processed iron. I mean... should be enough to satisfy these. I mean, maybe it just started up and I was seeing the starting up process because it looks pretty good now. Okay. Not going to worry about it too much. Like the bots are all going off into the middle of nowhere again. Yeah. Really looking forward to the day when we have... I mean, not even just nuclear-powered bots, because, yeah, nuclear-powered bots would be amazing, but just faster bots, because right now... Well, the thing is, once we get the Mega Mall down, everything is going to be built around the Mega Mall. So this huge distance that the bots are currently going... Oh, we just passed red circuits. Okay. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and go a bit further up, and if we go directly above red circuits, then we should be in... where are all my bots? Where are my repair packs? First time ever having to repair the car myself because the bots are just so slow. Alright. Starting to see some good stuff here. Let's make sure that we got some trains queued up, because I do believe that we're going to need them. I'll actually do... I can't quite do 9, because if I do 9, it's going to completely block the refueling station. And that would be bad for the rest of the network. Alright, so... got some blue guys going on here. Let's just walk all the way up so I can just actually see all of them. And then we'll do a count to make sure that we've got all of them. So we need 280 total assembly machines. Okay, that's a lot. So now if I go into the map view, I can see them all. That's 140. Do a final check, make sure the inserters are all correct. This is a long, this is a long, okay. All right. We should be good. We copy and paste. Yeah. After the mess we went through in the red circuit build, I think I'm reaffirming my desire, even though it's completely unnecessary, to have a full red belt of all of these starting sciences. And we built it for pretty much everything. The one we gave up on is this. This one is not producing a full red belt. But we just need to copy this a few more times and then we'll be done. All these belts have already got bots assigned to them. That's nice. So it looks like things are going. Okay, you got power, you got power. All right, beautiful. So now we can go ahead and start firming up the belts. It's probably a little bit too close. Output priority, right. Okay. So, we need one red belt of engines, split 4 ways, and where did we... So these are the advanced circuits. Okay. So this is easy. You go up like this. You go up like that. Go up like that. And we'll move this up a little bit so we got a bit more space. That kind of works. All right. And then it doesn't really matter. I'm not even sure what this belt is, but that one will go on the outside. Goes like that. And then this one goes like that. A little bit janky. We're going to extend this one to make it look a little bit nicer. And there we go. That's blue science theoretically done, except obviously it's going to need some trains. Going to need some trains getting in there at some point, but otherwise it is completely done. And I love how I've just placed the robots all around myself, which is very nice. How are robots doing? Still using the vast majority of them. Still very, very, very busy. Power not great. And if my theory about I'm not sure if, I don't think the accumulators are part of this. Which means we're actually using 1.3 gigawatts. Actually need 1.3 gigawatts. I mean, so that means we need about 600 megawatts just for the roboboards. We are putting out 343 using our steam engines, which I like to see, but the solar panels are going downhill, and I'm guessing we may be heading for another brownout here, possibly. But it's all good. We will coast into the mega mall on a sea of brownouts, and then we will build solar absolutely everywhere, and we'll make 1 million solar panels per minute, and those farms will never be required again. And I want to walk all the way over to red science, but it's taken a while, so it looks so close in the map, but in the actual game it's quite far. So we're going to do red science because it's the simplest next to blue science. So let's get some train stations done. Okay, station load. Red science. Station unload. I think it's just 1 and 1, right? Yeah. Well, actually it takes 2 iron plate to make 1 iron gear wheel. But we're taking in sheet coils, so it's fine. We should absolutely still be fine. All right. I think the complicated part is going to be... where are my sheet coils? The green science, because I think the green science requires not two basic circuits or two of something. I can't remember exactly, but... All right. So assembly machines. How much of these did we say we needed? I really should upgrade this to be red ones. You know what? I've been carrying around those yellow ones for a million years. Let's make those red ones. And the yellow ones can just go bye-bye. Not sure if they'll get recycled, but eventually in the Mega Mall they'll get recycled because we'll do a smart way of recycling them. Okay. Let's go all the way down here. Don't need that anymore. Oh, my bot's actually got to destroy that. Okay, so that's 0.15 per second. How close is that to being accurate? So 1 every 5 seconds, which is 0.2 per second times 0.75, which is 0.15. Alright, so we need 100 of these to fill up a yellow belt, 200 to fill up a red belt. Okay. So that means we're going to use a similar process as this, except we don't need as many belts. See if we can line them up the same. Yep. That's the green science. Okay. And that's the red science. So, need 100 of these, and we can do this as well. Long. Theoretically, you could just have 3 belts in the middle if we really wanted to, but that's a little bit too crazy. Okay. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And I think I want 2 stacks of 50. 20, 40. The problem is they're in groups of 2. So that means we'd need... Okay, how much is that? That's 40. Yeah, we said we needed 100. So I guess we're just going to have something like this. And then power pole. That is a good 50. And another one right over there. It's not dumping on top of a power pole or anything like that. Very nice. All right. So, let's have a look. Okay, I can't even queue on these guys because I just don't have anything. Alright. So what are you? You are basic circuits. Okay. Done. Dumb. Bloody tree. And that just leaves us with needing a bunch of gears, which we can use the existing build that we did for engines. So we need 30 gears per second. So this one is producing 20 times 1.5, which is 30. So that's exactly what we need. Don't like grabbing that big power pole, but it's all good. And squeeze it in there. Quite. I want to squeeze it over a bit. Like really, really squeeze it in. Okay. Don't need that. And that is our full belt of gears. And that is red science done. Looks like it's going to be hooked up to power fine. And these two trains already exist, so we don't even need to worry about those. It's like these stations are almost up. Let's get some of these trains going. Sulfur, sodium hydroxide, and engines. Do we have a sulfur train yet? No, it's not even. I don't think we have one. Okay, that's slightly awkward. All right. Load full and then unload empty. Refuel and depot. Always put the refuel first. Were they all going to the depot? They shouldn't all be going to the depot. What's going on here? That's 51k. Train limit 0 of 0. Okay, what happened here? Sulfur times 1. What the hell happened here? Okay. So apparently we're in a blackout. And apparently blackouts stop signals, I'm guessing. Yeah. This radar is definitely not working, which means it's probably not putting signals on. Which means this one doesn't have a cargo wagon, which a C signal coming in. So C ends up being 0 in which, or not a signal, which end up returning nothing. Okay, so who'd have thought our entire base shuts down when we don't have enough power? Who would have thought? Hang on, we got 400 megawatts. You guys going to give me a signal anytime soon? Please? How much power do these guys actually need to transmit signals? I guess it's a fair bit. Because it's not transmitting anything at the moment. 3 gigawatts. Some of that has got to be the accumulators ready to go. If we have a look, where are the accumulators? I mean, 3 gigawatts for robots just being robots. I mean, yeah, okay, 6.4. They are down there. Currently doing 0. Okay, we're getting some power back at this point. How are we doing with the signals? Still nothing. Okay. Very unfortunate, but we're just going to have to live with that. It's unfortunate because it means that some of these stations might not actually start running. Anyway, that was just the first set of trains. Let's do the next set. So we're going to do sodium hydroxide. For some reason it always has icons for the actual thing and then icons for different ways of making it as well, which is very weird. Alright. Then we need our engines and red circuits. We also need both engines and red circuits. And how full are our... Okay, so the depots are officially overfilled, which I'm going to blame on the power because, yeah, running out of power means every single train no longer recognizes where any of the stations are and they all go into the depot. So I'm going to blame that on the power. Once we got proper power again, we're going to revisit that and see how much of the depots are actually being full. But for now, okay, that's fine. All right. All right. Those bots have gone nuts again. So yeah, I mean, kind of... We're down to 1.7 gigawatts. Still don't know if the accumulators... I'm thinking the accumulators aren't included in this. Because, I mean, look. Let's do the math here. 6,400 times 600,000 is 3.84 gigawatts. So that's the maximum power that they could use to actually increase it. But the thing is, we're down to 2 gigawatts and we haven't filled the accumulators up at all. They're still completely empty. So if this was including the accumulators, this would still be up at 6, 7, or 5, at least 3.8. So it's clearly not. This 2.7, this 2.8 gigawatts, whatever it is just for the rest of the base. That's how much power our base is consuming. And based on our ratios that we're seeing here, I'm going to say that the Roboport charging is using up at least 50% of that. Maybe more. Maybe as much as 60, 70% of that is just Roboport charging. So yeah, when the Mega Mall's up here, we'll be building a lot more stations closer. We'll have faster robots, so this should hopefully be less of a problem. But yeah, we are way overtaxing our robots at the moment, and we just keep building stuff that's further and further away. Why are you complaining about storage here? Is it... Oh, it's the individual robots that are complaining about storage. But I mean, look, okay, a farm is nearly done. It's nearly done. It's... So that'll take... Well, maybe not nearly done. It's got to wait on these, but these are probably waiting on actual buildings to be built. So things waiting on buildings for construction, I think are fine. Because then the bots won't be really going hard Whereas right now the bots are really going hard because there's just so much to do. Okay, you know what? They're calming down a bit. We're only using 2,000 out of the 4,000 that we have available. So, yeah. It's actually backing up on goods that we're making at the moment. And part of me wants to go down and improve, like, inserters, for example, or pipes or something like that. But it's really just a power issue. So I think what we have to do is we have to wait. As painful as that is, we just have to wait. So while we're waiting, and I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot by not playing offline and letting this base sort itself out. But while we're waiting, we're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some stuff. And it's probably a bad time to do it because it takes a little bit of blue science, but we're going to be talking about this guy right here. The selector combinator, which I am actually going to research because I think we got enough science just lying around. It might take a while because of the terrible state of our power grid, but I'm going to talk about the Mega Mall and I'm going to talk about the train network that we're going to build for the Mega Mall. So my plan is just going to have a simple one of these. And we're going to have 3 to 5 trains, I think, is what we're going to have. And then what we're going to do I actually have... I'm not sure if I actually have combinators here. Let's just do some ghosting stuff. So what you do is you say, okay, I want 10,000 of these, and then I want, let's say 10,000 of these, and I want 5,000 of these. Just throwing numbers out there. It'll probably be a bit more, but... And then you say, that's how much I want in the network. And then you have a wire to your roboport, wherever it is, and you do a negative on all of the goods that are currently in the roboport. And then you subtract it from this, and that comes out as the amount remaining. And it's kind of a little bit faffy because our robot network is this. And we definitely don't want logistic robots going back and forth to this. So at some point, once we'll replace every single one of these construction processes in the Mega Mall. And then we will either delete this entire thing or we'll change all of these to just be regular chests or something like that. I'm not sure. What we'll probably do is we'll probably just turn off the inputs. We'll stop sending trains here and then we'll let this base die on its own once we've got everything we need out of it. But yeah, the idea is there won't be any storage chests here. There won't be any request chests definitely around here anywhere. And there shouldn't be any provider chest. All of those should be moved. So these should be dead. And the Mega Ball will be the only place where there are any sort of request level chests. And there might be some exceptions. For example, over here. No, that's solder. Over here, where we're building wood. This guy, I think we will change these two to be requester chests. And we'll say this one requires this one via train, but it actually requests something like 50,000 wood in the actual network. So anytime a bot destroys a tree, instead of taking it to a storage chest, it'll take it right here. And then we'll save ourselves on trains moving around, and it'll be beautiful. So that'll be our way of doing it. But that'll be one of the few cases. Maybe do it for like stone as well if we're deleting stone, but yeah, it should be fine. And then the rest of it will be, yeah, just all chests all in the one area. So we won't have, and we may have some provider chests in like the solar station, the station that creates solar. We'll have some provider chests just so the bots can go there and get all the solar they need. Because I think solar is going to be big enough that we won't want an actual... we won't want to do it in the Mega Mall. We want to do it as an actual separate base. Okay, so you get your arithmetic combinator. You take in... you take a negative of everything in the row report, all the goods. You add it to the constant combinator of what you want. And then whatever is positive is stuff that you still need in the network. And then... so what we do is we hook this up to there. And you can't see the actual signals because it's all ghosty. But what you can do is you can actually do all these fancy things. So all you do is we can select input. And maybe I should actually go down. Well, I don't think we actually need to be up here anymore. This area is kind of done. Well, we got enough Roboport coverage up here that we can build green science, I think. So let's go ahead and drive back down to the main base, and then we can build an actual selector combinator and do actual stuff with it. I'm glad to see that I've got some robots with me again. Oh, look at all these trees. Look at all these green stuff, man. That is... considering that we're on low power, these guys are doing an amazing job of just... it's a sea of green right there. That's a thing of beauty. Alright, we're driving on the train tracks. That's probably not a good idea. Oh, that's a lot of trees. If I was driving a tank, it would be a bit easier, but we are driving a lowly car. And so we have to go around, because if we don't go around, then this thing... look, this thing can kill trees pretty easily if it's got some momentum. But once it kills a tree, it loses all its momentum. So driving through a forest becomes... like, that was only 5 trees we had to kill, and it was still very, very painful. Anyway, let's get down. Oh, we're about to hit a rock. We're also about to enter this area. I don't know if we can actually drive through this area. I don't know if there's enough room to... it looks like there's enough room to squeeze through. Just barely. Yep, power poles everywhere, pipes everywhere. We really overbuilt all this mineral catalyst stuff. Well, overbuilt is not the right word, but we built the hell out of it. So, yeah. Built the absolute hell out of it. Which we needed to, because I think for like 10 episodes in a row, mineral catalyst were like a major pain in the ass. So, yeah, it's good that we built so many. Alright. I like this. We're investigating what we're going to do for future videos, and at the same time, we're giving the base some much needed time to actually build stuff and actually get the bots down to a good level. Oh, I think those are... it's actually building the ghosty things. I didn't really want you to do that, but that is fine. Construction robots, you can do whatever you want. Alright. So now we can build some of these. Advanced circuits, I've got them already. Which is beautiful. And now we just need to go down here and grab a bunch of those. Power's still not great. This should be showing me what's actually in. I mean, actually that should be showing me what's actually in there. What's in the storage? Where are my storage chests? Again, they're right here. Actually, I think it's not showing me what's in the logistics network, not because of low power, but just because there's too much on the screen on the right, so it's just cut them off. But every now and then it'll, like if we do L, it's showing up everything, so that's fine. I want a robot network with a bit of space around it and not All right, so give me... We should have picked up a constant combinator while we were there. We'll just put one here. Hopefully the bots will place that. They should place that soon-ish, hopefully. Hopefully, anyway. We can work around that, so... Yeah. Not sure if we really need to do it with the proper setup. Oh, it looks like the robots are building it. Okay. That's a decider. We need a arithmetic combinator there, actually. And you are going to be hooked up. And you are going to be each times -1 output each. Okay. Read logistics network contents going in here. And this one we're going to say we just need 20,000 and what did we say? 10,000 and 400. Might as well. I'm not sure if we actually have any of those in the logistics network, so it might be a waste, but yeah, you can see once we hook this up, there should be a bunch of signals at the top. And then we'll get a power pole down there, hook this up to there. And as you can see, currently what it's doing is it's selecting the input, index 0, sort descending. Now if we change this to index 1, it'll be pipes, because pipes are the next one. But once we put this down, then it'll be something completely different. Once that combinator gets placed, whenever that gets placed. So, now it looks like electricity is dying again. This is not a good time for electricity to be dying. It's a very not good time for electricity to be dying. I love how the bots are filling in all of these things, though. Maybe I should be requesting some of these as well. 50, 50, 50, not making them anywhere yet, but that's fine. So yeah, basically, if you look at that list on the right, input signals, it takes the index of that list and then it spits it out. And so if you have... I hate having to wait for bots, but the bots should bring me some of these guys over pretty soon, and then I can just build this one myself. There we go. Not sure if that's a... I think that's a logistics bot, not a construction bot, but I'll take it. We see we got mixed up, and now it's 10K, which is the second signal. And if we change this to be index 0... now it's the first signal. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, I think, 3 to 5 trains or something like that. And each train will have this set up, but it'll be hooked up to a different index. So we'll try and minimize the amount of things going on. And then what we do is we just hook this particular signal up to the train station. And then we'll have a special interrupt just for these trains. And it'll be circuit condition. I'm not sure, actually. We'll have to play around with it. I'm not sure. I know with the interrupt, with the actual thing, what we can do is item parameter space load and then full. And I think if we go in here, when used as schedule interrupt, it will match the first item that passes all wait conditions and replace the signal with that item. So I don't think we actually want to use signal parameter. I don't know if we actually want what we want to use as the condition here. That's, I mean, we could just use what we want is station is not full, and then we do load. So station is not full and empty cargo. And we kind of want this to be a not. Destination full or no path. We don't want that. So we say if we got empty cargo and if this is not full, then we go to that and we fill it. And then all we have is our particular station for the mega base, for the mega mall. It'll be mega mall 1 or something like that. And it'll be an unload. And then we just got to pass the signal into the actual train station, and it'll just go over and it'll get whatever it needs to get. And the important thing is we could do it with 3 trains and they will get a dozen different ingredients. And as soon as they unload them, they'll unload them into an active provider chest. Yeah, one of these silos. I think you can get active provider silos. Yep. So it'll unload it into one of those. Those will get pushed straight into the logistics network, and then obviously that signal will no longer be present on this, hopefully, and we can just let it run. And so that is my idea for a beautiful, it's not quite LTN, it's like half LTN, but it's way better than needing to have an actual train for every sort of good going into the mega mall. Because then we would need like 7 of these blocks, and it would probably be enough. It would probably be enough, but alright. This is looking a lot better. I gotta say, this is looking a hell of a lot better. What do we got? Power is up. The accumulators are up. How's our robots doing? Only about 800 actually working. It appears... I love the fact that we're not running out of robot ports. That makes me very happy. Other things we are running out of, like power poles, but I'm glad that we're not running out of robot ports. Let's do a bit of a visual check. Make sure all of these pumps... there's one that needs to be replaced. I could explain why they need to be replaced, but it'll be the 27th time I've explained it, so I'm not sure I can be bothered. If you're watching this video for the first time and you haven't seen any other videos in the series, then I explained in pretty much every other one because it happens a lot. You know what? It happens because you place down the pump before you place down the water fill. And when you place down a pump and you shift click, it auto places the water fill for you, which is very, very nice. But yeah, if the pump goes down before the bots place the water fill, then it just doesn't work. Looks like the rest of them are good. Got a little bit of water here. I think we fixed that water already. I don't think there's any other water up here. Oh, yeah, there is. There is. Okay. Delete, 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 delete. And we'll let the bots take care of those deletions, and then we'll Control Z And when we control Z, then it'll reset the wiring, which is nice. Hopefully it doesn't take too long for the bots to delete those, but we'll just wait. It's only got 2 left, so it's pretty nice. There we go, only 1 left, and I thought having the robot cargo capacity means these guys can delete 2 at a time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the wiring has been reset with these guys, which is very nice. Should still get power. You have power. You have power. Okay, so it's just a power pole missing here, which is causing this problem. Okay, but that should be good. Like, it's kind of annoying because we got all of these farms running as much as they can. Some of them are not running. Why aren't you running? Oh, because we had to fix that. Why aren't you running? Because you're missing a pipe. Yeah, there's probably pipes missing on a lot of these guys. Okay, so basically, we're just holed up now with goods that need to be produced. And despite what I should be doing, I'm not actually going to fix them because I'm happy for them to be building slowly because then it gives our power network a chance to sort of recover. But I definitely do want... What are these 900 bots doing at the moment? They've got to be just doing stuff down here, I'm guessing. Building stuff. Oh, talk about milestones. We've done all of the flotation cells for all 4 of these builds. That took a million years. That took like 5 episodes to get all of them done, but they are all done, so that's beautiful. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's 900 bots going back and forward here, but we're giving them a chance to get some stuff figured out. Still building a lot of stuff here, but I think a lot of them are just inserters, waiting for inserters, waiting for... Did I ever hook power up to this thing? Apparently not. Okay. Does it look better like this or this? I'm overthinking it a lot. Power looks good everywhere else. Okay. So, what are we doing here? We could do green science. Okay, we got sulfur there still not running. Oh, we got this back. We got these back. Does that mean that we got some sulfur trains? We do have a sulfur train. It can't unload yet because the unload station hasn't been built properly. So it doesn't know it needs a limit. Okay. Let's go engine train. Get our engine train going. Engine. Pretty sure we don't have one of those yet. Doesn't look like it because if we selected that there, it would have shown up and said this is the 4th one instead of the 1st one. All right. And done. Again, create 3 of them because we always create 3 of every train. And finally, the big one, advanced circuits. I'm not sure if we're going to need more than 3, but I don't think... I mean, realistically, we're not. Because I was about to say we need more for the Mega Mall, but then again, we're going to have our own special train network for the Mega Mall, so it's not going to use the regular trains. Alright. And it looks like 2 of them went straight for the load station, and the 3rd one's going for the depot. Okay, so with the power back on, the depots are looking a lot more empty, which is nice. One other thing I wanted to start doing is to start upgrading the belts to red. And I think I want to start with these mines, but I'm going to let the bots settle down a bit. I'm not going to give them any more major jobs until they've really, really calmed down. One thing I might do this episode is like getting the green science, but I kind of want to... Let's see, how close are they to doing this? Because I kind of really want to see this area just getting powered up. Like, I mean, we've got power now. We've got a decent amount of power. It's just pipes. Some of these guys have purified water, some of them have vegetable oil, but none of them seem to have both. It's just a ton of pipes. And I mean, I think pipes are just coming out of here. Alright, we can definitely upgrade that. Hopefully that doesn't get chucked on the end of the queue. For... Did we or did we not build a special build? We did. We did build a special build. 1, 2, 3. Let's make another special build. Alright. And that'll take care of pipes in a big way. In a very big way. It's kind of weird because, yeah, we're running out of normal pipes. Underground pipes we got plenty of. And usually it's the complete opposite. The other one is yellow inserters. Which is just a bit slow, so we can upgrade those a bit. And electric power poles, I believe we already upgraded them a little while ago, but we've just been building so much. Yeah, look at these guys. This should be building 2 per second. Let's upgrade that. Make it 3 per second. Running into power problems again. I guess the solar has started to go offline for the night. Yeah, it did go offline for the night. Now it's coming back up. Power issues. They just continue to plague us. They just continue to plague us. What's wrong with just one pipe missing from over there? Okay. Well, once these get placed down, in fact, that may be something that I can just do right now. Just go over and get those placed ASAP so we don't have any more pipe problems. Because I have a feeling that, yeah, literally we just looked over there and it was just pipes that are stopping the second farm setup from actually working. So get those pipes sorted out very, very quickly. And then maybe the second farm setup will actually turn on. And we can actually get some stuff going on. Some extra power from it, which will help us during this time of transition, we'll say. It could be many more than 950, because everything caps out at 3,000. But yeah, these guys should be nice and quick now. We should not have any problems with pipes. Still building some of these. I think it's just... I think we've actually finished with the assemblers. It's just the inserters. Because, of course, we only use yellow inserters if we don't need the red ones, because the red ones are much more expensive, but... Just a steady stream of guys with inserters going up there to place them. Which is fine. That shouldn't be taxing the power network. I mean, it is. It is taxing the power network. That insane length that we're making the robots go. But, okay. Let's go back over here and start designing this. Okay, so this is 6 seconds to do one beaker. And we need 30 of these. So 1/6. So we need 180 machines, basically. And these guys make 1.5 a second, which is more than 10 times. These guys make 3s per second, which is more than 10 times. So I think... And these just take 2 ingredients, right? So we can basically just copy this build. Okay, that's the build that we use for green science. Oh. What is going on here? Oh, I'm selecting the wrong thing. Okay, and the ratios are all the same. So what it's probably going to be is it's going to be green circuits going up the middle, and then half inserters and transport belts going up the side. And we can paste that whenever we want, but we're not going to paste that now because that would just be crazy. Okay. So 30 per second. So we need 30 of these guys a second. Which means we need 20 of these machines. We also need 30 gears per second, 30 iron plate per second. So do we want to do some kind of... So this is 1.5 and this is 1.5. So technically we can hook that up to there. This needs 3 per second. This needs 1.5. So we can do it like that. How do I want to do it? So that takes... Yeah, that takes 4.5 per second. So I'm happy with just doing one of these. And then what we do is like this. And we do a horizontal. Yeah. And then this has got basic circuits coming up. And it's got inserters coming down. Okay. That looks pretty good. And we need, I think, a red one for there, and then yellow for everywhere else. And shift long, and then this one is also a shift long. And a red one. Okay, and that is inserters done. So that's 3 per second, so we need 10 of these rows. And that should be good. All right, now transport belts. These are going to be funky, very, very funky. But we don't need a lot of them. Yeah, we just need 30 per second. So it's going to be funky, but we're not going to need as many of these builds as we need for the inserters. All right. So I think we'll do that. And we'll send some tin plate in here. We could also do this. It does need... Okay, so it does need 3 per second. So we could do that. And that. And then... something like that. With a tin sheets in the middle. We only need 1 red belt, so we can make these yellow belts, or we can just do this. Okay. That's not too bad. Tin sheet coil, and then there. And then the rest is just iron. So you need 1 point... How much are you producing? You're doing 3. So you're doing 3 per second. These guys each need 1.5. So that's easy. And then you need 3 per second. Yeah. Let's move these back a bit. Yeah, 3 per second. Okay, that's a lot of gears. So that's a total of 6 is directly, and then we also need an extra one, and this one actually needs plates. So you need 3 per second. So that's for those 2. That's for those 2. Let's move it down a bit to give us some space. Okay. You need 1.5 per second and 1.5. All right. So this is a bit crazy, but boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's fine. And then drop that there. Drop that there. And I think these actually need to be the big ones. Yep. And that's along. Okay, that looks as not quite done. You needed there. You're needed long. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. And obviously need plenty of power poles, but... Okay. Control C, horizontal. Red tree is in the way. Screw you, red tree. Alright. You're no longer long. You're long, you're long. Alright, so tin sheet coils going up the middle, iron sheet coils going up the sides. And I think that's done. I think that's done. This is already 12 per second, and we need a total of 30, so there's not a clean way to sort of make 30 with this setup, unless we just do one side. And then we say, yeah, we could just do one side. And then just copy this 5 times. A little bit tall, but I don't think we're going to run out of space or anything like that. Yeah. So that's all 3 builds done for green science. How are we looking for the base? Pretty nice. Yeah. This has gone down a bit. The accumulators are going up. Robots are doing a lot, actually. There's 1,000 more active robots than there were previously. Not... They must be placing all those pipes. Yeah. All the pipes have been placed, or marked as placed. I'm guessing there's a whole bunch of robots running around placing pipes everywhere. Which I like to see. Still running out of... Yeah, we've gone from like 2.9k down to 1.1k, so clearly all of the things that need to be built are being built. The power pole's still a bit slow. But it's good. It's very good. Still no actual stuff coming out for that farm, but that's fine. Now the question is, do we actually want to build green science yet? Or do we just want to sit back and let it run? It's not super exciting, but I mean, hopefully it's all understandable that we're not doing anything not on the live stream. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Still waiting for a single power pole here. Once the power pole gets down, then we will have the final ingredient and we'll start to make some science. Separate station, of course. But maybe over here. Waiting on... Of course they're waiting on power poles. You know what? There's just... I know we got tons of robots doing tons of things at the moment, but... Get rid of those trees, please. We may have gone too far north here. Let's see. Haha, we didn't go too far north, but we went very, very close to being too far north. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna start building. I definitely want to build this rail network up a little bit more. Because next episode, I'd love to start working on the Mega Mall. Because I think I'm going to put the science in with that area as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to have the Mega Mall be a double height. So it's still going to be 3 stations wide, but it's going to be double height. And I have no idea if we're actually going to have enough stations to be able to build on top of it, but yeah. We're not going to place the stations yet. We've given the bots more than enough to do at the moment. They're probably... not too many more have actually been picked up for duty, so... But yeah, that was probably a bad idea, placing all those, but I think we're very, very close. Once these pipes all get placed... Yeah, see, we've got some stuff being produced once those pipes all get placed. Yeah, we've got some biomass refueling going on. These guys will start to get some vegetable oil being produced. And we'll do some... We actually got fuel oil. We've got fuel oil here, so it's just a matter of time now. We've got all the coke here. Just need a bit more power poles, a bit more smelters, but we're getting very close to having some more power. So yes, I really hate just sort of sitting still and doing nothing, but unfortunately the base kind of... It's what the base requires at the moment. We could turn off some of these, like this guy. We could just turn it off and say, don't build any more inserters. Don't build any more steam engines. Or we want the more steam engines. We definitely do. So, yeah, I mean, let's get the notepad out. So, solar station, number 1. I think that's what we want to do, number 1. We will build a mega mall, but the mega mall will just be for, like, substations. pretty much. We'll build some basic things that the solar area needs, and then we will build the solar station, and we'll start to get it good. All right. Let's have a look at our solar blueprint. Okay. So substations, bit of power poles, and roboports. The power poles and roboports are already got. I don't feel the need to rebuild them in the mega base. In the mega mall. The substations, we could just build them locally, but they do take red circuits. So that's the awkward part, which is why I want to build them in the mega mall. And then solar panels and accumulators are the big thing. So have a look. Electronic circuits, copper plate, copper wire, glass we don't quite have yet. Silicon wafers we got tons of, steel plate. And then this one, batteries, electronic circuits, and iron plate. So we don't have batteries yet. So batteries we're going to need. Batteries we just need lead plate, which means lead sheet coils. So that'll probably be something that we want to build sooner rather than later. Now we've got a space over here to build the lead sheet coils. How do we build lead sheet coils? Hopefully it's not anything crazy. Molten lead. Okay. Dead simple. So all of the complexity for lead is in actually making the ingots. That's where you have oxygen and sulfur dioxide and blah, blah, blah. But making the actual lead sheet coils is fine. So you don't have to worry about that. Now glass. Glass was the other thing that we need. Glass requires molten glass. Molten glass requires glass mixture. Glass mixture requires silicon powder, which requires silicon ingots. Let's have a bit of a look. Glass mixture is used for molten glass, and I don't care about that. I really don't. So it's used to make molten glass. Molten glass used to make a whole bunch of glass products, which is used to make glass. So it makes molten glass, glass mixture. Silicon powder is used to make a bunch of different stuff, including different ways of making glass. And then silicon powder is silicon ingots. All right. So I think we make a separate glass station. I don't think I want to... We could mix it in with like the silicon ingots and just... Where are we making silicon ingots anyway? Down here. I think we want a separate glass station. So the glass station will take in silicon ingots. That's all it needs to take in. Takes in silicon ingots, spits out glass. That'll be very useful for the mall, the mega mall, and yeah. So that's two stations we need to make. Lead plate and then glass. Glass we can build over here somewhere. That's a metal product. It goes up this. We could even build it up on this level or something like that if we really wanted to. If we wanted to leave these ones free, but I'm not sure that we really need to, so it's all good. Oh, getting close. Are we... solid fuel is coming out very, very slowly. And no input fluid. What do you mean no input fluid? Oh, they're turned off. Why are you guys turned off? Because I don't have a coal bit here. Oh, you need one single bit of coal. I forgot about that. Our little network over there actually requires a bit of coal in there to actually be able to do the latching to figure out if it needs to run or not. Okay. Finally got enough free space where I feel like I'm not going to destroy enemy-owned buildings. Imagine how painful this game would be if you couldn't walk or drive over the belt. That would be really annoying. These poor bots. The problem with this building this farming area down here is that it's in an area without a huge amount of roboport coverage. So having to run across this massive gap to get to the other farming area is kind of... It's slow and they get lost in the middle of nowhere, and then they're like... Yeah. Okay, so this is the first one. So we don't want this one. We want the next one. So you have to drive all the way up. We could have gone through, but it was a little bit squeezy. So we'll go up over all of the steam engines. And then we'll go down. I do remember saying I could have built this whole second steam area a little bit closer to the left, closer to the other one, but it is what it is. It's over there, isn't it? All right. It always annoys me how you can't mine the car when you're sitting in it. You should just be able to jump, just mine it, and then you automatically exit it. That would be, like, that should be pretty simple. All right. All right. Instantly, the power turns on. And we didn't really get a huge jump, but it should start jumping up a bit more. We're using less than half of the power we need, and solar is at full peak, so that's definitely not a good sign. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have got the robots to crack on the way I got them to crack on, but with all this rail stuff. But then again, we do need it for next episode, so it's probably better to get it done. I was really hoping that we could actually, I mean, I think we'll actually get some blue science done. So I'm not like lying in the, well, this one power pole. There's one power pole that's stopping blue science from being created. And these power poles as well, because we need red circuits on the other one. But you're 0, 0. How are you 0 of 0? I don't understand that. This one's got nothing in it. Power's too low. The radars have all chucked a fit and stopped moving the signals around, so that's why. Oh, it's going to be so nice to see. Oh, this is actually, we've actually got full belts. That's probably because we don't have that many steam engines, but yeah, there we go. This is going to be awesome once it gets running. And this one, on the other hand, has got, it doesn't have empty, but it's got a decent amount. A very, very decent amount. I mean, the VF Factor are actually producing 700, almost 800 megawatts of power. Is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I wonder if leaving this, because we're still continuously using this, how much, our coal is down to 273. And we're still using coal over here for other processes. So I have a feeling like, well, here's the thing. I did adjust this to say if it's 0. But obviously it still gets 0 at some point. So I think what I want to do is I want to just turn this off. Yeah, I'll just turn it off. So copper wire, done. Okay. Now you are effectively powering nothing. So that'll fill up eventually, but it's powering nothing now. So that'll just back up and do nothing. And we'll save a bit more coal for whatever process this coal down here is used for. I'm still sure it's used for something useful because we are sending it all the way down the bloody bus. So it would suck if it ran out. Speaking of running out, Bobmonium Rubite is doing okay. Coal very low, as we said. Stereotype basically not using. If we almost never use that anyway, so only 500 elements missing, entities missing. The bots are going nuts because of all the rails, obviously, but they're building them pretty quickly, I gotta say. So I do like that. But yes, we've got some power going on. We just really need those steam engines to be put down, and then power. I'm not going to say power is going to be a thing of the past once the steam engine's down, but it is all good. So I think we got, I say we got 20 minutes. I've been going all over the place with my episodes. I've been doing long ones. I've been doing short ones. And I think I will let this episode run a little bit because I don't want to go into next episode and have these be half built. I want to go into next episode and have the Mega Mall be, the stations for the Mega Mall actually be done. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to build this. It's going to put some more pressure on the bots. But then again, this build over here is not really waiting on the bots. It's just waiting on buildings to be done. And once buildings are done, then it should be fine again. Oh, look at that. We're not actually browning out. We got 300 and... Well, we'll probably brown out pretty soon. Because I'm guessing everything is going to start running slower and slower and slower. And it's mainly this space over here. Like, yeah, look at the solid fuel. It is really starting to run out. So this will... But by the time it gets close enough to actually brown out, the solar starts coming back online and it starts recovering. And you won't even really see that dip as much when both of these are fully up and running. It should just be able to soak it up. Hopefully. Hopefully it should just be able to... Look at this massive exodus of robots just coming back. They must have just built a bunch of everything they could for rails. Maybe not. They haven't really built any rails. What the hell were they building? I think they haven't built anything. I think they literally were just sitting in roboports doing nothing. And then they all got called back to pick up a ton of these guys. And a ton of these. Look, pick up 2.7k down in the bottom right. And remember, each robot can only pick up one rail at a time. So that's 2,700 construction robots that are just going down to pick up rails and nothing else. And look how slow they are. So there you go. So what else can we do while we're waiting for stuff to happen? We already know the lead station is going to be basically this. It's basically just going to be this. Steel sheet coil. Whoop, maybe a little bit more complicated. Not as complicated as this, but not as complicated as this either. Where's a basic one that we've already got? Something like this. Something like iron, I think. Yeah, this exact thing. We could just copy this exact thing and that's lead. Done. So I'm not going to do that at the moment because I don't want to put pressure on the bots, but that's basically it. We just copy and paste that and it's done. Glass is a bit more complicated, but yeah. Waiting. This is the problem, but it's a problem that's going to be hopefully in the next few episodes. I think it is going to be fixed. We're going to have better bots, better solar. Power is no longer be a problem. Bots moving around, taking ages, is still going to be a problem. We're going to get better bots and we're going to move. We'll probably have a few episodes actually creating them all, but that's something we can actually do right now. I just realized we can start working on our mall blueprints because we're going to need a parameterized assembly machine blueprint. And we need to make it so that it actually makes the recipe. So it actually includes a requester chest. Oh, hello. Created 1,000 chemical science. Does that mean what yes, we have it. We have the blue science. The sulfur train finally showed up. And then the wires immediately crashed again. But it's not the wires, it's the radars. But we got blue science. We got none here yet because we're still waiting for this other train. But we do have the blue science coming out from assemblers that are struggling with power. But there we go. Blue science and suddenly we are just building a ton of it. And yeah, these guys definitely need to be constrained. This is like the ultimate thing to constrain them. But I think because I only got one station, I will constrain it to 3 train loads. Because otherwise you'll have trains sitting in the depot. I'll only constrain it to 2 if I got 2 or more stations producing it. Alright, so that's the same for that. Basic circuits. We never created a train for basic circuits, apparently. Alright, well we can go ahead and fix that. Oh, look at that. Look at all the bots migrating up to build rails. Could have sworn I had basic circuits. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. No, they don't, do they? Yeah, green circuits don't need basic circuits. They just need wooden boards. So we never needed a basic circuit train. Alright then. Let's make that basic circuit train. While we're waiting for that train to be made, let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to try not to destroy any of my wonderful new pipes that I just placed. Oh man, even my car feels slow. I don't know why, it just feels slow. Oh, there's a big old mine. Maybe I should have just bitten the bullet and just doubled this again. Probably could have built it by now, but we're so close. We're so close to getting the Mega Mole and the proper solar build, so... We are just so close. Maybe I should have... Yeah, because we needed the blue science to get the... And the red circuits. We needed the red circuits for the substation. Alright. Let's start messing around with parameters. And let's do it up here, because why not? So... power pole, and then it's going to be a red one, and... I don't know if we can actually do it yet. Because we can't place a requester chest yet. Okay, we may have to wait. But basically what you do is you select what you want to place. And then you select the ingredients. And what you can actually do is there's a way of parameterizing it. Using the parameterization. To say this requester chest will automatically request enough items to build 10 of these or something like that. And then what happens is... why have I got so much crap in here? Okay, I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Yeah, it's just so much crap in my inventory. As story of my life, obviously. It's just... That's what we should be looking for. Inventory? No, that's Invar. Tool... Alright, so we got toolbars. Oh, the toolbar expands your inventory. Okay. It's kind of confusing because toolbar used to be, you used to actually need to do research to get an extra slot, an extra bar of this. But it's good to know we do have inventory research. Alright, so let's have a look here. Lead, rolls, glass, batteries, and then solar station. And then Mega Mall. And I think we're going to do the research in the Mega Mall as well. The actual research in there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have the station on the left, a bunch of labs, and then a station in the middle, doing the fancy collection, and then we're going to have all the buildings here. And again, it's going to be double height. So it's going to be here going all the way up to there. And that should give us plenty of room to build everything we need. Starting to see a lot of those rails get created, which is nice. How are robots doing? Still, they're slowly winding down again. How's our power doing? Okay, actually. Okay. We're starting to chew away at those steam engines. Really chew away at them, which I like to see. Do I actually have basic blocks? We definitely want basic blocks for all of those. Alright, I think we're going to finish off the episode by just building this out. So what did we say? For 30 per second, we need 180 of these. $180. So this was how much? This was 100 total. Wait, so it can't be 100. It can't be 180. That makes no sense. All right, hold up a sec. Hold up a sec. Am I getting my math confused? So there's one every 6 seconds. So 1 divided by 6 times 0.75 is 0.125. Actually. Okay, so 0.125. 30 divided by 0.125 is 240. Okay, we're doing something wrong here. We're doing something terribly wrong, because how can this only require 100 and this requires 240? Because that's what it's saying. 30 divided by 0.125. Did we get the red ones wrong? I don't think so. No, all right. Here's okay. I think I see what the problem is. This is producing one yellow belt. Okay, that's my problem. And here is 0.1, and we did 280. Okay, so we actually need 200 of these. Which is fine, because I think we can just double these. I think we still got room. We can double these and we got room. Okay. Alright, well that was a little bit of a mistake for the calculations, but thankfully we don't need to do any more. What's going on here? Oh, I forgot to get rid of those stupid inserters. Don't need those, do we? Oh, thank God we didn't double it already, because... what did I just do? Is there any way to just... No, we have to do it the hard way. We're gonna have to do it the hard way. That's alright, we're happy just doing it slow. Being slow, doing slow things. And what we're going to do is on the other side, we're going to delete all of the inserters. No, damn it. Don't do that. Please don't do that. What's the right one to delete here? I think it's that one. All right. I hate it when it does that. It's going to be a million years before that power pole comes back. And done. And then what we do is we make a whitelist for inserters. do that and that. And then, as quick as we can, we copy that back. It's still, the ones that we marked for delete, they still get deleted, but then they just get recreated later on. All right, well, that's a lot of... Wait, the problem is my stupid little robots in my inventory, they'll delete things from halfway across the map, but they won't create things from halfway across the map. And now the regular bots need to trek all the way over there to recreate those. All right. So let's get this done. Okay. That looks fine. Should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. It's not like we're trying to water fill in any of those ores. Okay. Basic circuits. Basic circuits. And that will take care of... Wait, you're not going? Go, please. Now it'll take care of red signs. So red signs should now be being built successfully. And yeah, now we just need to build green signs. Are the robots calming down? Got nearly... Well, we still got a bunch of those steam engines. And the robots are starting to calm down. So I think they've built a lot of this rail stuff. They're just building out this area at the moment, but it's just a little bit of robots going out building roboports everywhere before they can properly build those out. And yeah, that's good. I like it. Let's get some stations going up here. 1, 2, and 3. I don't actually know if I need this one over to the side, but I'll build it anyway. And if we double check on our power, there's a lot more coming out of here. Hey, we're almost producing a gigawatt. 530 megawatts. Yeah, the steam engines are really doing a good job. Like we're not browning out anymore. We're not bottoming out, which I really like to see. And they are starting to use up a lot. Like we got 1,200 farms at the moment. They're using up 60 megawatts. So clearly it's taking its toll. And we got 147 oil refineries using 30 megawatts. Bunch of other buildings. 1,200 washing plants. I have a feeling that... Actually, I don't think that many are down here. They're using 7 per line. And that's a total of... There's still a total of 600. Okay, so that's half of the total washing plants in our entire base. But we're good. The funny thing is now we're relying so much of our power on steam engines. Accumulators are going to get above 80%. These farms are going to turn off. And then 2 seconds later, the farms are going to turn on again because the accumulators are just going to tank so quickly. We may even end up in a case where the accumulators are tanking even when solar is at full power because we just don't have enough solar for the base that we're using right now. All right. Let's get these going. So we... Now here's the funny thing. All right. Okay. All right. Not actually that funny. I know what I'm doing right now. So this is 200. 200. Beautiful. So we need another 10 up there. Okay. So we can fit 240 in this layout. That's fine. Right. And then do a little gap. And there it is. So we've given ourselves, actually, you know what? We need to move these down so they match. Going to be a little bit more belt messing around. Are we in the right place? I forget. Zoom out enough so that we can actually see the station so we know that we're in the right place. There we go. Not leaving too much room, actually. So what we'll do is we'll do one of these all the way over on the other side of the roboport. Because I really need to leave room for the other builds. All right, so 8. So we need, each of these lanes needs to be 120. That is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. And if we go all the way up the top, shit, we still got these inserters here. All right. All right, cancel all of that all the way down here. And let's do it without the extra long inserters that we just forgot to grab. Everything's still good here. Yep. Let's try that again. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. $40, $60, $80, $100, $120. And I still don't know why I'm building it at full red belt pace. Because yeah, it's just kind of a waste. But I'm locked in at this point. I'm locked in to building it like this, and not even common sense can stop me from building it as big as I'm currently building it. So, but when we build the real Mega Mall with the actual things going on, then we will actually build it according to the proper scale and not just, well, we're not overbuilding it because technically every single station can handle a full red belt of science, but we would just need to upgrade everything to a red belt. And the reason why it's a bit silly is because creating a full red belt of red, green, and blue science is kind of stupid when you don't have any other science. Because there's not like there's infinite science that you could do with just red, green, and blue. There's not. Okay. Anyway, for red belt, I know. I keep saying that we don't need to build it full, and then I just keep doing it anyway, but whatever. I have a Factorio sickness, and I have to keep building things at these ratios, even if it makes no sense. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Done. Okay. So that is 30 belts per second. Could have actually done half and half here, but whatever. No, that looks a bit silly. Let's send it down, send it over there. This is our tin right here. I think it's a good time to start building some stations. So that's green science, and then the unload stations. Obviously we need green circuits. And I have a feeling one of these goods needs two stations. I can't remember exactly which one. It might be basic circuits. I don't think it is basic circuits because this just needs one. It might be iron. I think it might be iron. Because, yeah, tin, there's no way in hell we need two of tin. One electronic circuit, yes, absolutely. So we need 30 per second of this, which is 60 tin. Where it's actually 30, because 2 to 2, so that's fine. Let's talk about the iron we need. Okay, so 2 basic transport belts needs 3 iron plate. So we need 1.5 iron plus 4, which is 5.5 to make 2 transport belts. So that's 2.75 per transport belt. 2.75 plus 3. It's 5.75. Alright, so I think we get 2 iron coming in here. Yeah, I think we get 2 iron. We'll have 1 iron for the belts and 1 iron for the other thing, for the inserters. Because I think one was like 3 and the other one was 2.75 or something like that. And then basic circuit boards. Okay, so that's... and I forgot tin. Did I? Yeah, I forgot tin. I should put tin here. Let's just unload some tin sheet coils here. And then we'll do the 2 iron ones. A little bit less belt overlapping needed. Iron sheet coils and basic circuit boards. Alright. And then iron. Oh no, wait a sec. This is green circuit. Okay, so this is the actual tin one. And then this is the actual iron one. And you are doing this. Goddamn rock. Oh, hold up a sec. That needs to go like that, actually. And no, before anybody asks, I'm not going to move the entire build to 1 tile left so that it matches up. Even if I could, which I don't think I could because I think the robot ports are in. But it is annoying me. It is definitely annoying me. Alright, back up a sec. This, I just realized we did this wrong. We didn't do it wrong. We just haven't done it properly. Okay. There we go. That's a little bit funky, but I think it does the job. And we've got the start of this right next to an underground, which makes me feel a little bit nervous, but it should be fine. Okay. That's belts taken care of. Let's go down and I think I want to do this one-sided as well, just to make it simpler. So we did 1.5, so we need 20 of these total. And then you... So this is basic circuits, long, near. Okay, I like that. So it's going to be nice and tall, but look at that. We can actually fit it in here. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so that's 20, which means there's 10 inserter guys, which means we need to double this. All right. Iron goes up here. And then basic circuits. Goes up there, and then this one goes over there. And we are done with green science. How's red science? Red science is going pretty good. It is producing. It is low power producing, but it is producing. And beautiful. Construction 0 out of... It's got to be all these rail things being built up here. Yeah. How's our farm doing? Farm's doing pretty good. We're slowly getting... Things like this annoy me when you put the steam engine down on the right, but not on the left. But there we go. Producing almost a full gigawatt. Still not enough to keep the accumulators going at night. As soon as night hits, they start to go down. And steam power, you see it slowly started to dip because I think the machines were starting to slow down. But as soon as solar gets back online, everything starts to speed up again. So yes, farm power. Imagine if we didn't go for farm power at all. Imagine if we just knuckled down and said, all right, we're going to wait until we get substations in the mega base, in the mega ball, and then build tons of solar. We would have been so screwed. So it's definitely a good idea to go for farm power. Definitely a good idea to get a second one, because I think that's going to help us, even though we're only like 2-3 episodes from actually placing down these solar things. But we will still need backup power sources in the future, so it's good to have that. And yeah, we've been going for 2.25 hours, and I don't know, part of me just wants to sit here and let it run. And just let it run and see how it goes. Now, there's not much to really do in terms of building things while we let it run. But what we can do is we can start to queue up our research. So we definitely want this. That's quite a lot. 500, 150, 200. But then again, we are going to have blue sign, so we might as well queue it up. And we can drag these around, so we can go and see logistic systems. I definitely want that nice and early. So logistics 3, express inserters, and transport science packs. And then I think we want this, because obviously we need that for the mega ball. And then logistic silos is something I also said we needed. So yeah, these are titanium, aren't they? Yeah, titanium. Maybe we could skip straight to construction robots 3. No, wait, processing units. Okay, that's a massive pain. Maybe we won't skip straight to number 3s. I don't want another jank blue, a jank blue circuit build like we did for the red circuit one. That's just going to be annoying. Having said that, what do blue circuits actually need? All right. So in terms of this, fiberglass, Silver is not too bad. Fiberglass is advanced glass smelting. Liquid resin and glass fiber, which just takes molten glass. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's a couple of stations, and we already got the resin. We've got the resin built to a specific specification, but yeah, I feel fine with just overusing it. Integrated circuits just needs gold, and this just needs integrated circuits. So it just needs gold. Gold is kind of interesting because I think like takes a bit of chlorine, which is problematic because chlorine is kind of stuck on sodium hydroxide. So we need a way to get rid of sodium hydroxide to deal with that. But this is very similar to silver. Now the thing is, to make gold ore, there's ways of making gold ore. This is the proper way to make it, using crystals and using hybrid catalyst. Now the hybrid catalyst is not too bad, but well, you need it in the crystallizer 3, which requires titanium. Okay, so I think this is basically crushing our dreams of making gold for any time soon. We can get gold ore out of... Can we get gold ore out of these? No, can't get gold ore out of these. So I think we still need to... We would still need to crystallize the ores. And to crystallize them, we need acids. So for example, so we crystallize them, and then that's where you get a tiny little bit of gold or a tiny little bit of titanium and so on and so forth. And then we're basically going through the same pain again, because if we wanted advanced... We don't want advanced gold smelting, we want advanced thingamybobs. This, advanced ore refining, because we need to do this. It needs to be done in an ore sorting facility 4, which requires some amount of titanium. But to get titanium, you need an ore sorting facility 4 if you do it the proper way. So we're going to have to do some hack recipes again to get that done. And I'm going to have to do some hack crystallizing. So we're going to have to set that up down here probably. Which is really annoying, but... Or we could do it in the Mega Mall. We could do some hack processing. See how it goes. Getting very close. What's the deal with this? We got the power. Why are you not... Okay, you're filling up 1. I actually forgot to hook this one up. Not that it really matters, because we don't really have enough to actually populate it. And in fact, it's probably better to send them all down into 1. But yeah, it's nice. We got some circuits coming from all of the different builds. Transistors going into here. What are you missing? Basic components. Because this one doesn't have carbon. Why do you not have carbon? Okay. That'll get that one carbon. What is your problem? This is not what I asked for. This is not good. Alright. Shift in, shift in, shift in. We'll need to fix those up a bit. We definitely want to make sure we have solder on both sides. Yeah, well, I mean, we've been going so far. We haven't even been really taking a look at these and saying, okay, this needs to be fixed here, this needs to be fixed there, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, troubleshooting. But it looks like this is doing a full belt here, which I really like. The transistor setup seems to be going very nice. Ton of belts going through here. But, yeah, we got some silicon, we got some silver wire, got some plastic. And yeah, ton of transistors coming out, being sent over. It would all be a lot more impressive if it was red belts, but... Oh, steam engines getting very, very low. The assemblers overtook them because, of course, I built green science, but... Yeah, a lot of just power problems at the moment. A lot of power... I don't... Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better slowly over time. Construction robots are... I think a lot of them are just doing rails again. A lot of construction robots sending rails out. This is another thing that we could do, and we might do later on, is buffer chests. Buffer chests are beautiful because, as we've said, construction robots can only transport one item at a time. Logistics robots can currently transport 2, and we can upgrade them a lot. If we have a look at cargo capacity, it actually becomes an infinite research. So then you can have, you push this out a lot, and then you can say, okay, logistic robots have a capacity of 10. You put a buffer chest out in the middle of where you want to build, and you buffer a bunch of rails, and logistics robots fly over there and they carry 10 at a time. And then the construction robots only have to go to that buffer chest to pick up the rail. And it's very, very efficient. I already started researching that. I'm guessing we're out of blue science now. Yeah, we're definitely out of blue science now. Well, we've got a little bit left, but pretty much out. Which is fine. I don't think we even got any of those other researchers. Yeah, we already had to do cement before and a bunch of different stuff. And then that one we did today, but yeah, this was a waste. 200 blue science, and it didn't actually help us out with the construction bots. So not happy about that one. Very not happy. But yeah, I think so. Let's get the notepad out. Let's talk about what we know what we're going to do next, and then Mega Mall. Long term, what are we going to do after that is the question. What are we going to do after that? Obviously, we're going to go for a bit of... Well, we need to go for the transport science pack. So we need to be prepared to build enough transport science packs to be able to unlock this, which is 100, and maybe the silos after that, but that's just 50. And that gives us even bigger chests, but that takes yellow science, so let's not worry about that. So let's think about... Actually, I don't want to be in here because that... Is there a setting? Can we change a setting for... the research... No, we don't want that one. I don't think... Yeah, because we want the game to run in the background, so maybe let's look at it here. Logistics science. Okay, so brass chests. We already got brass. We got flying robot frames. Express transport belts just take a whole bunch of brass, and fast transport belts doesn't even take lubricant, which I assumed it did, but it doesn't. Okay. Express inserter. So we can make all of these in our current little starter base. And maybe we should. Maybe that's what we'll do right now, is we'll set up some hacky little setups. Oh, let's just double check with logistics science. Is there anything else that we really want? This is titanium, so we don't want to go down that path. I really can't think of anything else that we really need, that we want to hack in. Like bulk inserter capacity bonus. We could go for this, an extra 300. That would help a fair amount. I kind of just want regular inserter capacity bonus. More inserters, but that's hidden behind logistics 4. What does logistics 4 take? Titanium. Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff we could take, but it's just going to lead to things which require titanium. So I think all we do is go for logistics system. And we create 3 for each one of these. So let's go ahead and start collecting these things, and we'll collect them right here. So, flying robot frames. I'm guessing we've got 0 of these because plastic has been dead for a very long time, and no, we've actually got plenty. So we need 34. That's 42. That's more than enough. Yeah, one per. Okay, so that's more than enough. Okay. And then, what's the next thing we need? Brass chests. 8 brass plates, so we need 16 brass plate. 16 times 33 is like 500, 550. This is brass here, isn't it? This is just, there's literally just brass right here. Yeah. Give me that. You know what? Long. Might as well just do this. And that won't build too many more than we need. At most it'll be like 10 more, which is fine. Can't even select this yet, but it's all good. How's our roboports doing? Robots are rapidly being freed up, which is nice to see. And the power grid is... That's actually spiking quite a lot. Not the biggest spike we've seen, but yeah. 710 megawatts, just 700 just from steam engines. So clearly, yeah, we're starting to get to the good parts. Okay. Transport belts. What do we need for transport belts? Actually, let's... No, that's annoying. Well, that's kind of annoying as well. All right. Both of these need brass bearings and brass gear wheels and aluminium plate. All right. That's really annoying. Okay. Let's get... You are going to be filtering with just brass. I just want brass and nothing else. Brass plate. And you're going to be dropping there. And you are going to be just aluminium. Alright. Okay. So, we've got actually belts just down here, so... Let's make that there. And then... Let's see what it takes to make brass bearings. Require this brass ball. Can you go all the way under? No. And then this is going to be brass gear wheels. Alright, let's pick up there. Let's drop there. Let's drop there. Let's pick up there. You pick up there, and you pick up and drop. Oh, this one needs brass as well. Starting to go in the yellow again. But solar is back up. Back up and getting up there. Beautiful. Alright. You are going to be blue belts. Let's actually make that on the right hand side. Aluminium. Right. So theoretically, blue belts should be done. Brass, brass, aluminium, fast transport belt. Done. And then over here we need the better inserters, express inserters. And I think here I'll manually start dropping some stuff in. Just so it doesn't build any extra. What did it need again? Express inserters. Those two also needs aluminium plate. So we need 33 of these, 34 technically. So, advanced circuit aluminium plate. Let's just take some aluminium plate. I got 70, that's enough. 70, 34, and 50. Okay, now we just need to set the recipes on these guys. And that's those two done, these done, and these done. So that is pink science done. Once we got the research. Hello. Oh, I love to see how beautiful this is. Give me those. They need to be fixed, and you need to be fixed. Okay, I think the rest are good. I think we checked the rest of them. Done, done, and done. Over here, I think we checked all of these. They should be done. I love the fact that all the farms are done. It means we definitely just sent enough soil up there. All we're waiting for here are... I don't know why these have been taking so long, these stone furnaces. I mean, we couldn't have run out of stone. Maybe we did run out of stone. Maybe that's what the problem is. Let's actually have a look. Where am I making... I could search for where I'm making stone, but the problem is... Yeah. Okay. Is that where I'm actually making it? No. I think I was making it somewhere else. Was I making it? No, I was making it somewhere else here, but that was for a different purpose. I'm making these stone furnaces in like 27 different places. I don't remember the original place we were making it. And I'm not sure what's going on with the original place I was making it. So, what we do... H... Single stack. Alright. I thought for a second we were actually running out of stone, and I'm like, okay, that's probably bad. But, how is our stone doing anyway? 57k. Which is still pretty much full. So we're still taking the little amount of crushed stone we're getting out of this process and prioritizing sending it in here if we need to. Alright, beautiful. And actually, now that we've got that set up, I think I want to rearrange these guys a little bit so we can get that started as soon as possible. These ones getting pretty close to done. Blue science is very nice. Green science not started yet. Red science, very nice. And we're going to make sure we copy that setting over. I have a feeling we're getting close though. Well, we've got all the goods coming in, except for the green circuits. No train for the green circuits. You can have a green circuit train. It's hard because when you finish making green circuits, you can't just... Oh. Should have known that would happen. You can't just make a train... No, stop. Stop. Bad. Bad train. Bad train. Empty. Refuel and depot. Okay. You can't just make a train straight away because you need to be able to specify the unload station. And you can't specify the unload station until you actually have one made. It's become sort of a pattern to have all the load stations on the right, which I'm doing a bit more often, but sometimes they just get shoved in the middle, just like this one. Alright, got all 3 trains coming over to pick this stuff up. So still waiting for assemblers, but once the assemblers are all placed, then we will be back in good streets for the green science. What is this? No, that's red circuit boards. But yeah, just need a whole bunch more assemblers placed. The story of my life. We need more assemblers placed. And something didn't happen here, which probably should have happened. Okay, that's fine. Green science is fine. So yeah, I'll make a science station over here with a bunch of labs and stuff like that. We'll sort of put it right next to them all. Robots are kind of winding down again. There's probably a bunch going up here, finishing off the rails for there, but we're getting very, very close. We need basic blocks up there as well, but those are not going to tax the robots too much. Basic blocks are very... Like a station is close to 1,000 units. A basic block is 24. So it's like 50 times. Is it? No, it's 20 times. 40 times. It's 40 times less. 40 times less robots to make a basic block, which I like. So I think we're pretty much close to being done, close to what I'd like to, what we can probably call the end of the episode. Can't put them up there yet because it's still a red zone, but having the radars down here will help a lot when it comes to spreading out that area. So are we going to finish? Well, I think so. I think there's not much more to be done unless we're actually going to create the labs. And I don't think I'm going to create the labs today. So we'll do the labs next time. We'll do the labs. We'll get that little bit of logistic science done. And then we'll send it up there. Well, FedEx, send it up. Oh, we got just enough buildings somewhere up here to create some inserters. For some reason, it created these ones up the top nice and early. Now we just need enough to create some belts. Probably get some belts here because it looks like all of these assemblers have been placed. But I think we're going to have to do the full checking of the green science next episode. But what we can do, just so I don't forget about it later, is we'll put some trains down. And we'll need 9 trains. But once again, we can't put... Well, we could put down 9 trains. But the problem is then we completely block up the refueling station, which I don't want to do. But we'll put those 6 up there. And I'm actually quite excited. So maybe I'll just stream again this afternoon and get that done. Because I really, really do want to see that stuff get done. Or maybe I just continue the stream on and actually build the labs. Is there a reason? Well, I mean, it's noon and I haven't had breakfast. So that's one reason. But is there a good reason why we don't just continue? No, I think we close it off. Maybe we stream this afternoon. It's Blue Science has been a big thing that we've been building up to a long time, and we've finally reached the culmination of it. And so it feels like I just want to get it done ASAP and get them all done. But I think look, last week we did like 4 streams or something like that, 4 or 5 streams. So we've really been increasing our streams from what was originally just 1 stream a week. And I think after we do Blue Science and get it done, I think then we might start to slow down a little bit. Well, I may have to force myself to slow down because, you know, it's Factorio, but yeah. There we go, green circuits, very nice. All right, I think we're probably gonna leave it here. We've got Blue Science looking very healthy. We've got Red Science looking very healthy. We've got Green Science going to be looking healthy as soon as we get the right amount of assembly machines down. And our power grid is looking better than ever. And it looks like the steam engine's actually shut off. We actually got enough accumulator to turn off steam power. Yeah, all these guys are red. So that's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. We got enough. Now, we got, like we said, we got full solar and we're still draining the accumulators because our base is just so hectic at the moment, but we are going to be drowning in solar power soon enough. We're going to be 2, 3, 4 gigawatts, whatever. As much solar as we need. When we might even, what I think I might want to do is I might put an alarm down there to say if the accumulators get before 20, just flash up on my screen. And that's when I know I need to build more solar. But I may just build like 20 solar grids. Like in here, like with this ore. These ore processing things, like you just put the solar in between. I don't think, even when we want to produce 75, like 300 of the ore per second for the mega base, I don't think we're going to need these side bits. I think they're safe. It's things like this plastic build where we're going to need to spread out when we suddenly decide that we need 300 plastic per second or something like that. We're going to need to bloat that out quite a bit. Okay, I'm just stalling at this point because I really don't. Whenever I get to the end of the stream, I never really want to stop. I used to be okay with it. I used to just say, all right, 2 hours and then done, but I'm getting worse at it. But one more stream and then we've got the science, and seeing these guys just get ticked off at record pace is going to make me extremely happy. You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. And it's so close. It's so very close. All right. We're going to call it here. I'm going to go have some lunch. I think it's too late for breakfast, but we're definitely going to have a nice big lunch. And then we're going to see what we can do. Maybe this afternoon, maybe not. I'm not sure, but we'll see how we go. All right. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next time.